Good morning and welcome to Kulturhuset Stadsteatern for the announcement of the 2024 Right Livelihood Laureates, and a special welcome also to our online audience this morning. My name is Ole von Uexküll. I'm the Executive Director of Right Livelihood, and I will do the announcement in English first and then switch to Swedish. Right Livelihood was established in 1980 to nurture the human courage needed to achieve peace, justice, and sustainability for all. By recognizing the actions of brave visionaries and by supporting and connecting them, Right Livelihood promotes urgent and long-term societal change. Today, 4 new laureates are joining our worldwide network of courageous changemakers. The 2024 laureates are Joanne Carling from the Philippines for raising indigenous voices in the face of global ecological breakdown and her leadership in defending people, lands, and culture. Issa Amro and the group Youth Against Settlements from Palestine for their steadfast non-violent resistance to Israel's illegal occupation, promoting Palestinian civic action through peaceful means. Anabela Lemos and Justiça Ambiental from Mozambique for empowering communities to stand up for their right to say no to exploitative mega projects and demand environmental justice. And Forensic Architecture from the UK for pioneering digital forensic methods to ensure justice and accountability for victims and survivors of human and environmental rights violations. From today on, these 4 laureates will be part of the Right Livelihood network, now consisting of 198 laureates from 77 countries. Everyone in the world can send us nominations for the Right Livelihood Award. We thoroughly assess nominations from all angles. The decision about the laureates of the year is then taken by our international jury, and this year we considered a total of 176 nominees from 72 countries. Some more information about the 4 laureates. Joanne Carling is a Filipino activist who has been defending the rights of indigenous peoples for more than 30 years. She works for human rights, sustainable development, climate justice, and the protection of land. Since the late 1990s, Carling has led multiple indigenous rights organizations. She plays a pivotal role in amplifying the voices of indigenous peoples across the Philippines, in Asia, and globally. An important focus of her work is combating the systematic marginalization and criminalization of indigenous communities. Carling's advocacy has had a profound impact, from helping stop destructive mining projects to influencing policies for indigenous women's rights at the United Nations. Her work in the Philippines has been especially critical. The Philippines are one of the most dangerous countries for indigenous peoples. Activists are frequently targeted, killed, or forcibly disappeared. By empowering indigenous peoples to defend themselves against these threats, Carling has helped communities across the Philippines to stand up for their rights and protect their lands. Issa Amro is a Palestinian human rights activist from the West Bank city of Hebron who has dedicated his life to peaceful resistance against the Israeli occupation. Together with the activist group he founded, Youth Against Settlements, he has become a leading voice in the non-violent movement in Palestine and internationally. Issa Amro's work helps build a future where Palestinians live freely and with dignity. His strict commitment to non-violence stands in stark contrast to the violent realities of the Israeli occupation and the dangerous dynamics of hatred and dehumanization in the region. Amro and Youth Against Settlements have successfully mobilized local communities and international allies to resist the occupation through peaceful means. The group plays an essential role in documenting human rights violations, organizing protests, and supporting local communities in Hebron. These communities live under constant threats and attacks from Israeli settlers and armed forces. The group's initiatives have also served as an inspiration for non-violent resistance in other Palestinian cities under Israeli occupation. Anabela Lemos is a Mozambican environmental activist and director of Justiça Ambiental. Lemos and Justiça Ambiental are the leading force for environmental justice in Mozambique. For over 20 years, they have fought corporate-led projects that displace communities, damage livelihoods, and intensify climate change. Of particular importance is their Say No to Gas campaign against massive gas extraction projects in northern Mozambique. These projects are led by international fossil fuel companies such as Total, Exxon, Eni, and the China National Petroleum Corporation. The gas would be produced for export, not for Mozambique. And the total emissions would be around 4 billion tons of CO2 equivalents, almost 100 times Sweden's annual emissions. Justiça Ambiental has built alliances with civil society in over 23 countries to challenge these projects. By providing critical on-the-ground evidence of the harm to local communities, Justiça Ambiental has opened the world's eyes to the grave human rights and environmental crimes happening in Mozambique. Forensic Architecture is a pioneering research agency dedicated to uncovering and documenting the truth about environmental and human rights violations. They have developed cutting-edge open-source investigation and digital modeling techniques. Based at the University of London, Forensic Architecture integrates advanced technology with witness and historical accounts. They create powerful visual and spatial reconstructions, which have been used as evidence and landmark legal cases worldwide. Since its founding in 2010, Forensic Architecture has led the development of new methodologies that combine technology with human rights advocacy. They have conducted more than 100 investigations on behalf of affected communities. The investigations uncover truths about events both historic, like the German genocide in Namibia, and current, like the 2017 Grenfell Tower fire in London. The innovative methodologies not only set standards for accountability, but also empower survivors to assert their voice and their dignity. Amidst the chaos of violence, greed, and injustice that is affecting so many people around the world, the 2024 Right Livelihood Laureates reignite hope, and it is with great joy that we welcome them into the global Right Livelihood community. Now a brief presentation in Swedish. 2024 års Right Livelihood-pristagare är Joanne Carling från Filippinerna, som får priset för sitt arbete med att lyfta urfolks röster under hotet av en stundande ekologisk kollaps och för sitt ledarskap i försvaret av människor, mark och kultur. Issa Amro och Youth Against Settlements från Palestina hedras för sina orubbliga icke-våldsmetoder mot Israels olagliga ockupation och sitt stöd till palestiniernas fredliga medborgaraktioner. Anabela Lemos och Justiça Ambiental från Mozambique får priset för sitt obevekliga stöd till samhällen som står upp för sin rätt att säga nej till hänsynslösa megaprojekt och att kräva miljörättvisa. Och Forensic Architecture från Storbritannien prisar för banbrytande digitala kriminaltekniska metoder i syfte att säkerställa rättvisa och ansvarsutkrävande för offer och överlevande där mänskliga och miljömässiga rättigheter kränks. We congratulate the 2024 laureates, and we are very happy that from now on they are part of our network, and we look forward to meeting them here in Stockholm and presenting the award to them on the 4th of December. Thank you.